Hello YouTube. Today I have made some cupcakes using the vanilla and Nutella flavor, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be making a really easy cupcake for you guys, and I want to show you guys the ingredients I'll be using. So for this cupcakes I'll be using 4 eggs, butter. I haven't decided how much yet. So sorry, these ingredients I'm listing so far are just for the main cake. So eggs, butter, whole fat yogurt, vanilla extract, flour, evaporated milk, baking powder, baking soda, and sugar. And for the frosting, I'm going to be melting a little bit of milk chocolate. I'm going to try to use this caramel for some of the frosting, but I'm not sure yet. Some cream cheese, Nutella, some butter, and some powdered sugar. So if you would like to see how I'm going to make this recipe, stay tuned, and don't forget to like the video. So to begin with, I'm going to cream 1.5 sticks of butter. This is room temperature unsalted butter, and that whole stick is equivalent to 1/2 of a cup, and then a half butter is equivalent to 1/4. So I used 1/2 plus 1/4 of butter, whatever that sum is what I used. So I'm just going to make sure it's room temperature. You see how the knife, that's a table knife, how it just easily glides in and cuts it. That's what you want. Go ahead and cream it. I used medium speed, and this took approximately about 2 minutes on medium speed, and then when it just kind of became creamier, I increased the speed. And then I'm going to add in, that is 1/4 of a cup, 1/4 of a cup of sugar. The reason I'm using very small ingredients is because I'm going to use the box cake. So the box cake is, you know, that 1, 2, 3 step baking easy cakes that comes in a box where you have to add just, I think, water and oil. So here I'm just trying to make that box cake taste like homemade cake. And you remember the box cake already has a lot of flavor, so this one is just, what I'm doing here is just to make that box cake have some additional almost homemade flavor, since it cannot be completely homemade because we are using already made products. To the mixture of butter and sugar, I'm going to add yogurt. This is fatty yogurt. You can see how creamy it is. That is I think 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to add that into that butter mixture, and this is just to create a very, very creamy, moist texture. We know fats, which I say butter products and cakes or pastries, actually makes the pastry very, very moist. And I'm going to use 3 eggs. I know initially I said I'll use 4. I just used 3. And then just crack it. Make sure you don't have any shell in it. Take your time here. Remember, if you put a shell in it, that's going to ruin your entire baking. And I'm going to add the eggs into the mixture of the butter, yogurt, and sugar one at a time. I'm going to cream each one for 1 minute, and then I will add each of them until I'm done mixing it thoroughly. Yeah, everything was fast forwarded here, so just to make sure the video was not too long, although it is 33 minutes and 17 seconds. So I just wanted to make sure I had enough details for you guys. You know, baking, you don't want to make any mistakes. I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You can use almond extract, you can use coconut extract, whatever flavor you want to give the cake. So I'm making vanilla cake, so I'm using a vanilla extract. And then I'm going to add evaporated milk. That's 3/4 of a cup of evaporated milk, the same quantity as the yogurt. This is just to give it a creamy texture, add some flavor to it. You can use whole milk, that is milk that has fat, or you can use cream, or you can use sour cream. So that's the box cake I was talking about. I'm using the classic yellow cake. You can use the white vanilla cake, you can use the strawberry cake, you can use the lemon. There are so many flavors of box cake, but remember, it tastes like factory. It doesn't have that homemade, you know, that cake that your mom makes or you buy in the pastry. So here we're trying to get that homemade cake from a box cake. So we left a little bit of products for the box cake, and to that we added 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a pinch of salt, completely optional, but I would say that's half a teaspoon of salt. It looks like I'm putting a lot, but I'm not. I'm really just using the shaker, you know, the part where you just shake it to come out. Baking powder, that's about half a teaspoon. Baking soda, about half a teaspoon as well. These are just rising agents. I don't know if you know anything about baking. It allows the dough to swell, creating an environment where the sugar can, there's actually some activities that goes on with the sugar in the dough when you're baking. It allows the dough to swell, and the reason why the dough swells is because of the air in the pastries we mix it, improves. It tastes good when you bite into it. If there is air in it, it's that consistency tastes good. So I just added my flour, my dry ingredients to my wet ingredients, and I'm just going to mix. Now it's too thick, so I went ahead and added evaporated milk. The quantity of evaporated milk I added here is entirely up to you. I just added it until I got the consistency I wanted, which is a consistency a little bit thicker than pancakes. So you want it to be a level thicker than the pancake batter. So just add and just mix it really well, because remember, that box cake has a lot of flavors and we really want to maximize that flavor. So mix it well, although don't over mix stuff. So I think I'm gonna add another quarter of a cup. Oh no, that's more like a tablespoon. That looks like 1 tablespoon. But yeah, you can just watch it and look at the consistency, and that's what you're aiming for. Remember, if you're making everything from scratch, the recipe will be completely different. So that's that. And then I went ahead with my mixer and I mixed it for just a few seconds. And that's it for the cake. And look how thick it is. So that's the consistency you want. This is my cupcake sheet. I'm just gonna put the cupcake holders in it, whatever you want. And here I'm just putting in the cake batter or the cake mix into the cupcake holder, and I'm using a spoon and a knife. So I'll use the spoon to scoop up the mixture up, and then use the knife to guide the mixture into the cupcake holder, just like that. If you have an ice cream scoop, you can use that. I don't have it, so I just use what I have. And don't fill the cupcake holders to the, you don't want to fill it up, because you know the cake is going to rise when you bake. You want to leave a little bit of room on top for the extra, or should I say, for the cupcakes when they rise. So that's what I did there. So I'm pretty sure if you use an ice cream scoop, this will take less time. So even if you do make some mistakes, just put the cake in the baking sheet. When it bakes, you won't even notice that it was crooked when you added it. So in total I made 17 cupcakes, so 12 plus 5 here. Put it in the oven for 25 minutes, 150 degree Fahrenheit, 350 degree Fahrenheit, 176 degrees Celsius. There you have it. Not too brown, just perfectly cooked. Test it with a skewer. If it comes out clean, then you know your cake is ready. There you go, that's the cupcakes. Take it out of the baking sheet so it stops cooking. And there you have it. Those are the cupcakes. Now it's time for frosting. I'm going to prep my caramel and chocolate. So I put the bowl in a pot. Make sure the bowl is big enough to just sort of cover the pot, but not, you know, sink to the bottom of the pot. And then put the chocolate on top, the chocolate pieces on top, and just melt it like that. That's milk chocolate. That's going to go on top of the frosting just for decorating. Look at that. That looks divine. If you're a chocolate lover, you can just do this and eat it with crackers. But we're not doing that. We're being healthy. So we're going to make our caramel next. I couldn't find the soft caramel, so I just bought this, you know, this candy caramel. And I did the same thing as I did with the chocolate. I just popped a few pieces in there. Now this takes a while to melt because it's hard. I added in some evaporated milk just so it helps loosens up, help the, you know, the caramel melts easier. So I just did that and just waited for it to melt. This entire video took me almost 6 hours to film because my camera died twice. I use my phone in some of them. I use so many things to record in order to get the contents, but I think it was worth it in the end. So yeah, it's gonna take a while, but it took at least like 20 minutes to melt this down completely. And even still, you can still see some chunks, but you just keep cooking it down until it completely melts. But the good thing about this is once it melts, it stays melted, unlike the chocolate that tries to go back to solid state. So I just put that in a baking sheet, in a glass baking sheet, and put the boiling water in there to keep it warm, or you can just turn on the stove. So that's that. I would say though that it's better to have your frosting ready before you do this, because when I was trying to use it, it was already cool and I had to reheat everything again. So that's that. I put the hot water in here so that everything here will remain melted and not go back to solid. Okay, I'm done making the cupcakes now. Look at them. You know, total I made 17 cupcakes. And there's the other one. So what I want to do now is make the frosting. And I'm going to be using plain vanilla frosting as well as Nutella frosting. And it'll be my first time trying out the Nutella frosting. And I also wanted to show you guys something I purchased on Amazon, which is this they call it, is it cake decoration kits. Well, I guess I could just show you guys what it looks like. Hold on, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. It's a bit of a mess, so bear with me. So I got this on Amazon, and this is a cake decorating kit. It has this, I think this is when you put the cake on the turntable and you just shape it like that. And then you have this where you can put like your topping and then push it on top of the cake. But my main reason for buying this was because of this. It comes with a variety of cake decorating, what do you call this thing, piping pins. So these are the different ones. I can't remember how many it came with. It's in the I'll link it down in the description box. But this is these are the cake decoration pins. It comes from, and this will be my second time trying to use. The first time was a complete disaster. That was during Christmas. I was trying to help my friend make a cake, but hopefully I can get it right this time. And I think I will be using, man, I'll just eeny meeny miny mo, maybe this one. It's a bit of a, you know, zigzag, and maybe just a plain one, but we'll see. It also comes with 2 silicone piping bags. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put the, I'll show you guys though. You put the pin in the thing like that. Like that. And then you put the content in, and then you put it on your. So let's go ahead and make the frosting, and then I'll come back to you guys and show you guys how I proceed. Okay. So to make the frosting, I'm going to use, that is a 1/4 cup of butter. That's a 1/4, and then that is 1/2. Remember, the entire stick is 1/2 of a cup. I think 8 tablespoons. And then I'm using cream cheese. I'm using that whole pack of cream cheese. I'm just going to add that in there. Again, you can use sour cream, or you can just stick with butter. Just add more butter if you don't like cream cheese. But I feel like this adds a little bit more. It adds a little bit more flavor. The sourness kind of helps it not to be too sweet. You know, the cream cheese is a bit sour. With the butter and sugar, it just kind of tones down the sugar a little bit. And then just cream that for a few minutes. I think about 1 or 2 minutes. Just cream that. Remember, everything's room temperature, so it melts immediately. And then to that, vanilla extract. Again, you can use almond extract, you can use whatever extract you want. This is just for flavor. About 2 tablespoons of evaporated milk. You can use whole milk, you can use cream, you can use whatever thick liquid you want, but this is just for flavor. You're just building up flavors here. I'm going to use about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. And then I'm going to use a spoon to mix everything in, because if you're going with a mixer right now, the flour is going to go everywhere and going to cause a mess. So I just mixed everything with a spoon, and once everything was absorbed, or everything was well mixed, I went in with a electric hand mixer to further mix everything in, just like that. Now this thing is quite the process, so you have to bear with me for the length of the video, because just trying to make sure everything is as detailed as possible. I will link the ingredients down below in the description box, and you have to tweak it based on how much you're making, based on the quantity you're making. So I'm going to take half of that mixture out, or more than half of that mixture, because that is my vanilla frosting. That is the vanilla frosting. I'm going to take that out, because remember, we're making vanilla and Nutella. So that base is going to be for our Nutella. So that's easy, just add your Nutella to it. I used about half a cup. About half a cup, yes. I'm trying to remember, but I wasn't measuring because it was just so messy. And if you put it into a measuring cup and then you put the content from the measuring cup into the bowl, man. So I'm just going to say half a cup. Again, you can use however much you want, or you can just use the Nutella by itself. So just mix that into the butter, just cream it and make sure everything is well mixed, and then use a knife to scoop the pot, to scoop the surface of the pot, or the, yeah, you know, that part that hasn't been mixed well. Just use a knife to scoop it all into the middle and then mix it with a mixer again. There you go. There you have. So now we're going to go ahead and put everything into our piping bag, and then put your piping paint into the piping bag, just like that. If you don't have a piping bag, you can just use a Ziploc bag and put the paint on one end of the Ziploc bag. Be very careful so you don't, rip the Ziploc bag. And then just pour the contents into the piping bag. I put the piping bag into a glass cup, just something with a little bit of height, so that you can scoop the contents from the bowl into the bag easily, and nothing spills, or very little product spills. So this is just to make sure you actually keep as much frosting as you made. So I think everything is self-explanatory in there. You don't have to use pouring everything at once. You can just do a little bit and then come back and add some more and continue adding your frosting. But because I was so tired, I just did everything at once. And then you want to push the product into the pin. You want to sort of make tight, really tight on the end so that the product doesn't spill from the other end. Take your cupcake and then gradually squeeze the frosting onto the cake, and just rotate inward until the entire surface of the cupcake is covered, just like that. This would take some practice, but it's not perfect. Look, it's not even, mine is not, doesn't look like, it doesn't look like the restaurants or the pictures you see on the internet, but it's good enough for me, at least. So you just do that with all the cakes. Remember, it's very tiring, so it's better you sit down when you're doing this so that you don't get too tired. But I was filming, and I didn't have anywhere to sit, so I just had to stand for the whole thing. So we're done all the cupcakes, all the vanilla cupcakes. Now we're doing the Nutella cupcakes. The same thing, scoop the Nutella frosting into the piping bag, and yeah, just ensure that all the products in the piping bag, just like that. Yeah, and then carefully roll the piping bag and push all the contents to the piping pin, and then kind of rotate the other end so the product doesn't fall out from the other end. And then take the cupcakes and then repeat the same procedure. This one, for the piping pin, we use the zigzag, the pin that has the zigzag ending, so that's what that looks like. I had a lot of Nutella frosting, so I really just packed it onto each cake as much as I could because I didn't want to waste it. So that's what I did. Just the same procedure. Slowly, gently apply the frosting onto the cake, and then go inward and then cover the entire surface of the cake like that, just like that. So that's what it looks like, guys. We're done frosting all of them. Now we're going to add our topping. We're going to go in with the caramel. It was quite hot because remember I had to reheat it because it was starting to like go back to solid state, even though the caramel doesn't exactly, it was just kind of coagulating, so I had to reheat it. So I just drizzled that on top of the cupcakes. I know it doesn't look very elegant, but I was so tired. But just that drizzle, I think it being a little bit messy kind of gives a character really. So Yeah, this footage doesn't look so good because my phone, I was starting to film on my phone and it was filming. It was using the other mode instead of landscape mode, so when I try to rotate it on the editing, it looks like that. So I'm sorry about that, but that's just a chocolate. Just put that on top of the cakes that didn't have any, you know, they didn't have any caramel. So that's what that was. And that's it, guys. That's the entire process. I hope this makes some sort of sense. But you can always leave a comment down below and ask me, or leave a question and ask me how to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. So that's it. Thank you and God bless. Bye bye. Okay guys, I'm done making the cupcakes now, and this is what they look like. That's the vanilla. And this is the Nutella. This one, Nutella with chocolate. This one has chocolate, caramel, chocolate. So that's what it looks like. So let me see if I can take. So in total, I made 17 cupcakes with the recipe. And I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys will try this recipe. It took forever to film because my camera died. I got really tired. I had to take a break. I was hungry, so I ate. So it took a while to film. So this is the following day. I didn't film the outro. I just want this my YouTube channel to be more interactive. I just wanted my YouTube channel to be more interactive. So please, you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for staying with me. Again, this is the caramel, vanilla caramel, and Nutella. Thank you for staying with me, and I see you guys have been really watching my videos, so thank you for that, and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you. Bye bye.